All right, guys, so welcome to this video where we're going to work through sales objections. Now, there's only 4 objections you're gonna get: price, spouse, time or stall, and belief. So this one is gonna be the most common. Now, what a lot of people think is that they're scared to raise the price or say the highest price possible because if someone says no, they don't know how to beat it. And it's actually really easy. Something I always do in sales is I'll say the highest price possible or a really high price because it's always easy to work down if you follow this framework. The thing you don't wanna do is what most people will say is, hey, the price is 10,000. The client says no, and they go, well, what about 8? What about 6? What about 4? You don't wanna do that. This is how you wanna handle it. So let's say your program's 5 grand, doesn't matter. So you'd say this. So George, the price of the program is 5 grand. And George goes, you know what, Tanner, that's too much. The objection. So just follow my hand as I go. Oh, you know what, George, I totally get it. No problem. Is there anything besides the price? So isolate. Is there anything besides the price that would stop you from moving forward today, or is it just the price? You love the program, it's just the price. Yeah, it's just the price. Okay, so that's a tie down because George says, yeah, it's just the price. So I'll ask again and say, got it. So if we figure out the price, you're able to move forward today. Is that accurate? Yeah. Great. What's your cash on hand situation look like? So credit card, savings, bank account, what do you have available that you could spend today, right? So not next week, not next month, not what's in your, Roth IRA, like what do you have now? And George is like, well, I got $2,000, whatever he says. Now, something that I tell all my students and clients is you wanna have the lowest price possible that you're willing to take. So let's say, for example, you're doing a $5,000 program for 4 months, but let's say someone's really broke. They just don't have the money and you're willing to take, $2,000 or $1,000 or whatever it is, right? You need to know that in the back of your head because when they tell you cash on hand, once you understand the financial situation, you're gonna give a suggestion. Now, if the lowest you're gonna take, let's say is $2,000 and they say, well, I have 200 bucks. Then from here you might say, well, is there any way you could come higher? The lowest I usually take is 2,000. Is there anything you could do? They say no, you wrap the call up. Now, if they say anything higher than that, right, whatever the lowest amount is you're gonna take, and typically when you're in a fitness program, so if you're a trainer, I'll usually take anything that's 200 bucks a month or higher. And the reason for that is, think of it this way. As you're getting sales, even if it's not the best sale, the cash you get goes into ads. And as you run ads, you're gonna get better clients from the money you spend on ads, right? So I always look at it as, even if it's not the best client in the world, even if I don't get a ton of cash, that cash will liquidate or be able to be used for more ad spend that gets me better clients that pay more, all right? Now, if it's a business offer, you're gonna need to charge a little more. So maybe if you're selling a $5,000 business offer, the lowest you'll take is, $1,500 down or $1,000 down. You can talk to your coaches about this or myself, but it's important to know what that number is. So let's say in this situation you go, they're like, well, I have like 2,000 bucks. I'd be like, got it. So is that checking, savings? It's like, no, it's savings, right? Cool, so that's set aside, yeah. And then, how much do you make per month? I make about 3,000 a month. Okay, and how much of that is left over? About 500 bucks. So let's just say, George, you got about 2,500 bucks left over. 2,000 in savings, about 500 a month. Is that accurate? He's like, yeah. So now I understand the situation. So once I understand the situation, I'm gonna give him a custom solution. So I go, look, well, George, look, I'll tell you what. Typically the price of the program is $5,000 and we take it all up front. But hearing your situation, that's not gonna be an option. So I'm down to work out a custom solution for you, but before I do, we get this commitment. But before I do, I just wanna make sure that you can move forward today. Because what I don't wanna do is come up with a custom solution, then you tell me you can't move forward because that just defeats the point, right? I'm trying to help you get in today. So I'm down to do that, but I just wanna make sure you can move forward. And you gotta get that commitment. So if he goes, well, what's the price gonna be? You're like, well, like I said, I'm down to talk about that, but I'm just saying, if it makes sense, are you willing to move forward? Because what a lot of people do is you'll give them a solution, they go, yeah, but I still want to think about it. We don't want that objection. So we're gonna beat it right up front. So let's say George goes, yeah, that's fine. So I go, look, George, I'll be honest with you. I don't think you should do nothing, right? I think you need to do something today, but I don't think you should spend all of it, right? Because if you think about it, if you're actually trying to help a person or help your friend, that's what you would do, right? They shouldn't spend all of it. You shouldn't make someone homeless, but they should do something. So then from there, if the lowest amount you'll take is 2,000, I go, well, look, George, so typically it's 5,000 up front. The lowest I'm allowed to take is 2,000. So I'll tell you what, if you could put 2,000 down today, we can put the rest on a payment plan. And all I ask is you come in the program, you promise you'll work hard. You promise that you won't be a problem client, right? And then you won't tell anyone that I gave you a little bit of a discount because we have had people pay in full. That's all I ask. Does that sound fair enough? And then you can close. And what that's going to allow you to do is every time you want to raise your price, you don't have to stress about it because even if someone doesn't have it, if you price drop this way, right? If you handle the price objection this way, you can always collect some cash. And what this is gonna do is it's gonna increase your close rate. You'll get more cash collected. You'll have more money to spend on ads. You'll have more money to give to your team. This is a much better way to do a price objection than most people will teach you. So hopefully that is helpful, guys. This is gonna be the one you get the absolute most. Study it ruthlessly, get it down. Because 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a price objection or belief objection. You're gonna get spouse and the time or stall objection the least. So hopefully that's helpful, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.